Happy Sunday. Today you'll need 2 blocks, a blankie of some sort, a bolster or a couch cushion or pillows, whatever you have, maybe a stack of a couple. If you don't have blocks, we'll make do without those. So grab what you've got and we'll make do with it. We're beginning today on our backs, and we'll start in a Supta Baddha Konasana to open up the hips a little bit. So if you want to come on down to Supta Baddha Konasana, I'm going to place the bolster on the top of my mat so that I can place my outer, the pinky toe edges of my feet on that bolster. So it'll just give me a little bit more oomph to my Supta Baddha Konasana and also support my knees on this Sunday morning. So maybe a little bit more restorative for some of you. If you don't have a bolster or a couch cushion or pillows to stick underneath your feet, go ahead and just tuck blocks underneath your knees, or if that doesn't feel quite good for your hips this morning, you can always drape your legs over the bolster or the couch cushions, or place your calves on blocks, whatever works for you this morning. We're just starting in something a little easier and something a little more restorative today. So it is Sunday, May 24th. It is my husband Brent's birthday. Happy birthday to Brent. And it's also Mary Pat's birthday. For those of you who know Mary Pat, they share a birthday. So happy birthday to Mary Pat as well. Today we're talking about prana, and if you have been practicing yoga for any length of time, you know that pranayama is breath work. So maybe we'll do alternate nostril breath, or we'll do a balanced breath, or we'll do ujjayi breath, that wave-like breath. Or Kapalabhati breath, which is a little more forceful, and exhale, or breath of joy. So many different types of pranayama that we practice in yoga. However, the word prana itself actually means life force. So what you do with that breath definitely has an effect on your energy. So we'll play with a couple of different breaths as we begin today. And we'll let you guys get all settled down in your Supta Baddha Konasana to start on this Sunday morning. And I will join you. Soles of the feet together, knees apart. And again, you'll need 2 blocks, a bolster or a couch cushion or something this morning. Maybe a blanket. And again, if you don't have any of these things or only part of these things, I'll give options. And if you get here and this doesn't feel good on your hips or knees for any reason, you can just drape your legs forward or tuck blocks underneath your legs or your calves to lift your legs. And we'll get started here. Happy Sunday. Draw your shoulders behind your heart. Feel the center of your heart lift up a little bit. You can turn those palms up, or maybe place a hand at your heart and a hand at your belly. Start to connect to your breath right away, paying attention to whether your breath is fairly balanced and calm and still this morning, or perhaps your breath is a little more anxious, labored. Don't do anything to try to change it at this point. Simply take this time to notice. Can you relax the skin of your face and your throat a little bit here? Maybe separate your teeth slightly, maybe even separate your lips slightly. Still breathing in and out through the nose. Begin to play with a balanced breath now. We call that samavriti. Same on the inhale, same on the exhale. Perhaps finding a 4-count breath. Inhaling to 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perhaps your breath is a little longer, to a 5 or 6, 7 or 8 count, depending on how long you've been practicing and where your breath and body are this morning. So we'll begin playing with that balance. As you've now settled into that balanced breath in some small way, we'll start to play with some Viloma breath now. Viloma is breathing the breath into the low belly and taking a pause. Breathing into the ribs, taking a pause. And completing that inhale all the way to the top chest, feeling your collarbones and heart open. Pause. And let all that breath go. Again, breathing into the low belly to pause. Low ribs, pause. Upper chest, pause. And let all that breath go. Continue with this Viloma breath. Taking a little breath in to pause. A little more breath in to pause, and all the way to the top of the breath, letting all of it go. Continue with the Viloma breath for a few more rounds, and if it's not serving you or it's causing any type of anxiety for you, come back to your natural breath. Again, prana means life force. And if that prana is not giving energy, is not life-giving, I want you to come back to something that calms you, creates space for you, rather than staying with that controlled breath. Take one more round of Viloma breath if you're still practicing it. A little breath into the belly to pause, to the ribs to pause, to the heart to pause, and let it all go. And then come back to that Samavriti, that natural balanced breath. Inhale and exhale. Begin to slowly draw your knees together, placing your feet on the earth or on that bolster. Begin to march your knees up and down a few times, starting to wake up the hips and the low back. And notice what is going on with your body on this Sunday morning. A very atypical holiday weekend, but if you've had any time with friends or you've been up late and your body might be a little crankier than usual, give yourself this space to wake up. Placing your feet again on that bolster on the earth. Shift your hips slightly left, your knees slightly right for a little twist. Maybe you open to cactus arms or to a T. Breathe some space into those left ribs. That feels pretty good. Slowly begin to bring those feet and hips back to center, shifting hips right, knees left, twist in the other direction. Begin to slowly bring those knees and feet back to center. Shift yourself to one side to roll up to sit. Hang out right there and just let yourself come up in a really easy, sweet, slow way this morning. And pressing down into the earth, lengthen that top leg and begin to rise up to an easy seat. And you can place that bolster off to the side for now. We will use it later in the practice, so keep it handy. And make sure you have those blocks handy. We'll use those as well as we move through the practice today. All right. So we'll use that 4 or 5 or whatever count breath this morning as we move through the practice really intentionally and connecting to that prana, to that life force as we move through our day. So maybe not necessarily holding poses as long as we do sometimes, but moving in and out and paying attention to the breath and noticing that connection between the breath body and the physical body. It's going to be a good, flowy, fun practice this morning. So sit up on your blanket or whatever your seat is this morning, drawing your flesh away from your seat. Sit up nice and tall and roll your shoulders back and stack your head over your heart, over your hips. And take a moment here to pause. Close your eyes. Find that Samavriti once again, that balanced inhale and exhale, whatever that count is for you today. Begin to slowly drop your chin down towards your chest without losing the length in your back body. So keeping the back of the throat open, almost drawing your chin to your throat. Continue to sit tall, drawing your shoulders back. And begin to slowly roll that left ear over towards your left shoulder, keeping your chin still slightly tucked in. Slowly roll your chin back down towards the center of your throat. Stay tall through the back of the spine and roll your right ear to your right shoulder. And slowly begin to roll your chin back in towards the throat. Almost like you could drag your chin up the throat, lift from the back of the skull, coming to an upright position where your chin is parallel to the earth. Take a breath in here, slowly turn your chin to the left. So it's looking out over that left shoulder. And slowly turn your chin back to center and bring your chin out over the right shoulder. Bottom of the chin is still parallel to the floor. And slowly bring that chin back to center. Draw your hands to heart center. Take a moment to notice the energy that is moving through your body in this moment. That prana, that life force. Not just breath, but energy. We use the breath, the pranayama in yoga to increase, to magnify that life force, to make it more radiant, to make it brighter. As we move through the practice today, may your connection to breath connect you in a deeper way to your body. And when you move off the mat, hopefully it connects you to the people around you in a deeper way. Take a moment to set an intention for your practice today. Perhaps it's around your own energy. Bowing the wisdom of the head to the all-knowing wisdom of your heart, bring your thumbs to your third eye and honor whatever intention you've set today and the intentions of those in Facebook land today as well. Return thumbs to heart, lift your chin, and we'll start with that 4-count breath and moving in a really sweet and intentional way this morning. Switch the cross of your legs, so whatever way you were crossed, which was the more familiar way, switch to the awkward way. Yay. Hands come back to the heart. Inhale, stretch up. 2, 3, 4. Open up those arms. 2, 3, 4. Stretch it up. 2, 3, 4. And connect to the heart. Slow. 3, 4. Reach it up. Open your arms. 2, 3, 4. Sweep it up. 2, 3, 4. Coming back to heart. 2, 3, and 4. Sweep the arms up. 2, 3, 4. Right hand comes down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, arm up. 2, 3, 4. Side bend to the right. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, tap down. 2, 3, 4. Pause here. Exhale, reach. 2, 3, 4. Roll it back up. 2, 3, 4. Hand to the back of the head. Curl in. 2, 3. Little cat. Roll that elbow open. 2, 3, 4. Rise up, cactus. 2, 3, 4. Stretch it up. Big in breath. Hands back to the heart. 2, 3, 4. Let's do that again. Other side. Inhale up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, hand down. 2, 3, 4. Reach that hand long. 2, 3, 4. Side bend left. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, reach it out. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, pause. 2, 3, 4. Roll it open. 2, 3, 4. Hand to the head. Exhale, little cat. 3, 4. Roll it open. Heart open. 3, 4. Bring it to cactus arms. 2, 3, 4. Reach it up. Hands to heart. Moving through that one more time, a little more quickly, but still pacing breath and movement, a little less wordy for me. So you can watch or you can listen. Inhale, rise. Right hand down, left arm reaches up. Inhale, stretch up. Left hand to the sky. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, tap beyond that right knee. Ribs are full. Exhale, pause right there. Roll it back open, side bend. Hand to the back of the head, little cat. Roll it open, elbow to the sky. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, stretch up. Hands to the heart. One more time, left side. Inhale. Plant the left fingertips, exhale. Reach long with the right hand, inhale. Reach over to the left, exhale. Reach beyond the left knee, inhale. Full ribs, pause here, exhale. Inhale, roll it open. Hand to the back of the head, little cat. Roll the elbow open. Cactus arms, exhale. Reach to the sky, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Pause here, roll the shoulders back. Soften your gaze. Soften your jaw. Maybe close your eyes completely. Take a moment to connect to the energy in your body again. I'd like to share a little something from Breath of Joy by Dana Fall. It's called Breathe In, Breathe Out. Breathe in spaciousness and acceptance of what is. Breathe out resistance. Breathe in possibility and optimism. Breathe out fear and doubt. Breathe in ease. Breathe out the need to change the way this moment is unfolding. Breathe in the certainty that what we really are is so much bigger than pain and suffering. Breathe out limitation and conditioning. Breathe in divinity and openness. Breathe out a prayer of thanks that even in the midst of difficulty, there is awareness. Return to your intention, holding that in your heart today as you practice. Give some energy to that intention as you move off your mat today. Blink your eyes open, bringing yourself around to a tabletop on your mat. You can pad your knees using the blanket if that serves you this morning. If you don't have a blanket, that's cool too. Make sure you have your 2 blocks handy as we start to flow a little bit this morning. So bringing hands under shoulders, knees under hips, curl your toes, draw your belly strongly in and extend your right hand forward, left leg back for a 4 count. Lower it down, nice and slow. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Lower it down, nice and slow. Right arm, left leg. Connect to your core and to your limbs. Exhale. So perhaps you're breathing to a 4 count breath, or 5, or 6, or 7. Move and march back and forth with hands and legs, pacing your breath and your movement. Good morning, Natalie. Good morning, Samoa. Good morning, Laura and Jim and Jeff. Thank you for joining me on this Sunday morning. Wherever you are, find balance. So if you started on your right, make sure you match it with the left and begin to move through some cat and cow now. And curl. And maybe your breath grows a little deeper here, and your count grows a little longer. See if you can maintain that balance between inhale and exhale. And don't feel the need to move quickly. Perhaps slow the breath down a bit. Coming back to center once again. Neutralize your spine, extend right leg, left leg, right hand. And pause right there. Little pulses now. Lift the heel, lift the thumb, and lower a tiny bit. Lift the heel, lift the thumb side of the hand, and lower a tiny bit. Do that one more time. Heel and thumb. Exhale the right hand down, the left toes pop over to the right side of your mat. Press into that left heel, peek over your right shoulder, and create some space in the C curve of the left side of your body. Slowly come back to center, lengthening everything back out. Exhale, hand and knee to the earth. Take it to the other side. Left arm forward, right heel back. Little pulses. Inhale, a little bit up and a little bit down. Little up and a little down. A little lift and a little lower. Tiny movements. One more time, connecting to the core. Lower your hand, take your right toes across to the left side of your mat. Take a little peek over that left shoulder, maybe peeking back towards your right heel. Again, breathe through the ribs on the right side. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Slowly begin to unwind, coming back to center. Lift that left arm, lift the right heel, lift everything, get bright. Exhale, hand and knee come down to the earth. Begin to walk your hands forward now for a puppy stretch so that the hips stay directly over your knees and your hands and head walk forward. If it's too much to come to the earth, you can take a block and tuck it underneath your forehead. Again, connect to that rhythmic, balanced breath, Samavriti. Same on the inhale, same on the exhale. Stay right here or begin to shift yourself into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog, hips to the sky, as an option. You can also come back to child's pose if that works better for you than puppy. Feel the connection of your hands and feet to the earth all the way up into your seat. Give your head a little shake, no and yes. Get the fuzziness out this morning. And connect once again to that even balanced breath, Samavriti. Let this down dog be a little wiggly. Explore. Bend and stretch. And bring yourself back down to the earth. Grab your 2 blocks. We'll need them as we flow. And again, if you don't have your 2 blocks, it's not a big deal. I'll give you some options to move without the blocks as well. So coming into that table, I'm going to bring my blocks in and step forward with my right foot. So bringing my foot up between the blocks. I'll adjust that left knee a little bit, and even here allowing this to be a little bit more wiggly than usual. Softening into the left front of the hip, the left hip flexor, feeling some sensation there and in the outer right hip. I'll bring my blocks up to the highest level. If you don't have blocks, you're going to bring your hands up and onto your thigh, and you can do the same thing. So we'll start here with a little baby cat and cow. Press down into the blocks and begin to curl your spine, chin in. Again, coming back to that Samavriti. Inhale and soften. Let that right knee soften forward, heart softens forward. Exhale, press down into the blocks, almost curling the hips back towards that left heel. And inhale, find some softness once again, a little back bend here. Let's do that again. Exhale, curl. And inhale, soften. Now you may have found a little more space through that left leg, so perhaps you wiggle back through that left leg. Keep your blocks where they are. We'll use them on the other side. Inhale, stretch your arms all the way up. Hands come down to the heart. Beautiful. Do that again. Inhale, circle the arms all the way up. And exhale, bring your hands down. Place your left hand back on the block. Inhale, stretch that right arm up, get long. Exhale, bring your hand down to your heart center. Begin to turn and twist to the back edge of the mat, reaching your right fingertips back. Exhale, sweep that right arm all the way down to the block. Inhale, push the hips back over the left heel. Pop your right toes. Exhale, a little bow in. Again, staying with that balanced breath. Inhale, lift up and out of the waist. Exhale, bend into your knee. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, stretch the left arm up, nice and slow. Or right arm up, sorry. Exhale, hand comes to the heart. Inhale, turn, reaching that right arm back, twist. Exhale, bring the hand all the way down to the block on the right. Inhale, send your hips back over the left heel, pop your right toes. Exhale, bow in, nice big hamstring stretch. Woo. Inhale, lift up and out of the waist. Exhale, bend into that knee. Switch sides. Right knee back, left foot forward. Again, let this be a little wiggly. Find some space here. Maybe pick up that right knee and wiggle back. You should be feeling this in the outer left hip, front of the right hip. Let's start with some cat-cow from here. So again, pressing down into those two blocks. Curl your spine, chin in. Nice slow 4, 5, or 6 count. Inhale, soften, allowing the knee to come slightly forward. Heart stretches up. Let's do that 2 more times. Exhale. Again, letting it be a little bit wiggly. The hips will come back towards that right heel. And inhale. Stretch the heart forward. Knee glides forward. Exhale. Little curl. Inhale. Soften forward. Beautiful. Inhale. Reach your arms up. All the way around. Exhale. Sweep your arms out and up. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Hands to the heart. Right hand comes to the block. Inhale. Stretch that left arm up. Exhale. Hand comes down to the heart. Inhale. Turn and open. That feels good. Exhale. Bring that left hand back around to the block. Inhale, stretch back through the hips, nice and slow. Pop your toes. Exhale, folding from the waist, bow in. Inhale, lift up and out of the waist. Exhale, bend into that left knee. Let's go through that whole sequence one more time. Inhale, raise that left arm. Exhale, hand to your heart. Inhale, turn and open. Exhale, hand to the block. Inhale, hips back, heart forward. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lift up and out of the waist. Exhale, bend your knee. Beautiful. Set those blocks to the side. Tuck yourself in for a child's pose, or if you're ready for a big downward facing dog, come back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. I'm going to take a little balasana here and anchor my hips back and take a moment to reconnect to my breath this morning. You can stay in child's pose if you like, or meet me in a downward facing dog. Bend and stretch your legs. Extend your right leg, three-legged dog, getting really bright through all of your limbs first. Oops, didn't know I was that close to my couch this morning. Stretch up through the right heel, balance those hips, take a breath in and get super bright without hyperextending, of course. Now kick your heel to your seat, maybe stack your hips up a little bit. I'm going to circle my toes and circle my knee and get all those pops and cracks out from sleep. And then extend that leg up and back, balance your hips again, and return your right foot to the floor, downward facing dog. Extend your left leg this time, getting really bright, stretching through all of your limbs. Long breath, long exhalation. Bend that left knee and maybe stack your hips up a little bit, maybe circle those toes or circle your knee again. Whatever your body needs this morning, getting your crankiness out. And extend your legs, square your hips, and return your left foot to the earth. Bend and stretch your legs a few times, and maybe look up to your thumbs. Maybe you're going to hop up there. Maybe you'll just tiptoe your way up there to the top of the mat for a forward bend. Bend your knees, soften. Find a little yes and no action in your head and neck. Knees should be super uber soft. My ribs are touching my thighs right now. That's how soft my knees are. With your next breath, lift and lengthen halfway. And exhale, let it go. Again, a nice big head and neck shake. Let go of some tension there. Oh. Inhale to the halfway lift. And exhale to let go. Root down to rise up with a long flat back, wide wings. Stretch up and bring your hands to heart center. Take a moment to pause here. Feel your feet grounded, your head to the heavens. Core is engaged. Feel the energy moving through your body in this moment. Whew. Prana, life force. Feel the rhythm of your heart and the energy in your limbs. And begin to blink your eyes open, release your arms, and wiggle your body out a little bit here. I'm going to get rid of my blanket, coming to a wide leg five-pointed star on my mat this morning. So if you have your blocks, if you have blocks, bring them to the back of your heels. We'll do a sequence using those blocks at the back of the heels, and then we'll do a little flow right in the center of the mat. So everything will come from this place for this particular flow. So we're not going to flow through between sides. Bring the pinky toe edges of your feet so they're parallel to the short edges of your mat. And engage your legs a little bit without locking your knees. So you should feel some energy moving through your legs. Maybe hug your legs slightly together as you're here. Draw your belly in, extend your arms out. Relax your shoulders and close your eyes. Again, feel that prana, that life force moving through you. The energy that it takes to hold your body in this way. Come back to that Samavriti. Same on the inhale, same on the exhale, or perhaps play with a couple rounds of Viloma breath here. Taking that breath to the belly, pause, to the ribs, pause, to the top of the chest, pause, and let all that breath go. 2 more rounds of Viloma or Samavriti. One more round. Takes a lot of energy to hold your arms out like that, doesn't it? Seems like such an innocent pose, but my arms are shaking a little bit right now. Turn your left toes so they face the top edge of your mat. Bend into that knee so that you're in a warrior 2 shape. Turn your palms to the earth. Perhaps take your gaze out over those left fingertips. Roll your shoulders to the back plane of your body. Squeeze your legs together. Take a deep breath in here. And a full breath out. With your next in-breath, flip your palm. Inhale, reach to a reverse warrior. Exhale, bend deeply into that left knee. Inhale, stretch up and back. Exhale, tap your fingertips to the block behind your foot. Inhale, stretch that right arm up and above your ear. Gaze at the floor. Exhale, settle in, squeeze your legs together. Inhale, get a little brighter. Maybe take your gaze beyond that right elbow. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, rise, warrior 2. Squeeze your feet together. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, stretch that right leg long. Exhale, triangle pose. Hand to the block, hand to the sky. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, settle in. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bend. Inhale, stretch that leg long. Turn your toes, switch sides. Arms are still long. Bend your knee, warrior two, right side. That was a big pop of my knee. Squeeze your feet together. Exhale. Pause here. Inhale. Legs are working. Energy moving. Pause here. Exhale. Flip your palm. Inhale. Reverse your warrior. Pause here. Exhale. Inhale, warrior two. Guide those right fingertips to the block. Exhale. Inhale, left arm up and above the ear. Settle in, gaze at the floor. Exhale. Inhale, gaze up and beyond that left elbow. Pause here. Exhale. Inhale, rise, warrior two. Pause here, exhale. Stretch the right leg long, inhale. Hand to the block, exhale, Trikonasana. Get really bright, inhale. Drag the feet apart, exhale. One more breath here, inhale. And exhale. Rise, warrior two, inhale. And exhale. Stretch that right leg long, turn your toes. Grab those two blocks. Bring the blocks in front of you so your spine is long and your hands are on the blocks underneath your shoulders. Feet are still parallel to the short edges of your mat. Tap into the strength of your core and the length of your spine from tailbone to head. Fill your belly, your ribs, your heart with breath, but keep the spine in neutral. Keeping those hands lightly on the two blocks. I'm going to lower mine another level. Inhale, float your arms out. Connect to your core, to your legs, to the length in your spine. Exhale. Tap your hands to the blocks. Imagine that you're in flight here. Inhale. Exhale. Take it slow. Inhale. And exhale. Left hand remains on the block. Inhale. Right arm stretches up. And exhale. Take it over to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Take it to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Knees are soft, core strong. Inhale, left. Exhale, left. One more time, each side. And lower. And left. And lower. Take those blocks in your hands, walk them slightly forward, but keep hips and knees and heels in a line. So not walking your whole body forward, simply walking hands forward, as if you were in a downward facing dog with wide legs. So soften those knees, stretch long from the waist all the way up through the front body, armpits, palms of the hands. Stretch long, lift your sitting bones, feel space in the back of the ribs, soften the back of the heart, but keep your ears balanced right between those biceps. Slowly begin to slide those blocks back in and underneath your shoulders. heel toe your feet in towards the center of your mat. Bend and stretch your legs a few times and come into a nice, easy forward fold. You can use those 2 blocks or not. And with your next breath, root down to rise all the way up to stand. Hands to the heart. Beautiful. Grab your cushion, your bolster, whatever you have. Once again, if you don't have it, I'm just going to give you an option to do this on the earth. So I have a bolster. You can use a couch pillow, or even better, like a couch cushion from the base or the back of your couch. Because I have a smaller bolster and I don't have a great big couch cushion, I'm going to elevate the back of mine with a little block here. All right. So I might even use the blanket too, just to give myself a little more height, a little more cushion. So I'm placing my right hip on that bolster, my right hand to the back of the bolster. Bring my left hand over next to my left foot. And I'm going to make this twist evolve. So this is called Bharadvajasana's twist. So we're getting ourselves set up here. I've got my feet stacked kind of, one on top of the other, but however your legs go that feels comfortable for you. This is really about making some space in the front and back body as we turn and twist and breathe. And breathe, life force, prana. Left fingertips back, take a breath in, inhale, stretch all the way up and land those fingertips next to the bolster. Exhale. Inhale, stretch all the way back up. And exhale, take those fingertips behind you this time. Open up the chest. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Slowly landing those fingertips next to the bolster. Exhale. Now, if you feel at this point that you can start to easily bring your ribs and your chest down, maybe turning your head to the right or to the left, by all means do that. If you need one more big flow of breath to get there, or you want to stay with a flowing breath rather than coming down, do that too. This is your time to find some soul steady yin in this moment. Either staying with that even balanced breath as you sweep back and forth, or finding your place to rest and restore. For these last couple rounds of breath, see if you can lengthen out the inhale and exhale. So if you've been moving to a 4 count, see if you can lengthen that to a 5 or 6 count for maybe 2 rounds of breath. And at the bottom of that second round of breath, frame your bolster with your fingertips and slowly begin to push yourself back up. And we'll take that same twist to the other side. So come back to center. If you need a couple rounds of cat-cow between sides to kind of balance things out, feel free to do that. Or maybe just a little shift and shimmy. We'll start to bring that left hip now next to the bolster. And again, stacking your feet however it feels most comfortable for you. We'll bring those, I'm going to turn a little bit so I'm not facing so far away from y'all. We'll bring those left fingertips out and beyond the left side of the bolster. Right fingertips next to your right foot. Begin to inhale. Stretch all the way up and over. Take your time. Exhale, tapping the earth. Inhale, stretch up and back. Exhale, tap the earth. Now again, if you come forward this time and you feel like you're open enough to come into that deep restorative twist, starting to lay the ribs, the belly onto that bolster, maybe turning your head in one direction or the other. By all means do that. If you feel like maybe you don't have bolsters and you don't want to come all the way down, or pillows, and you want to stay with this movement, opening up into the prana, into the life force, whatever energy is moving through you, whatever breath you are connecting with this morning, stay with the movement. If you're still moving and that feels good for you, keep moving. If you're in that restorative twist, we'll be there for a few more breaths. So perhaps you want to make an attempt to lengthen out that inhale and exhale for these last few rounds of breath. Still finding that samavriti, that same inhale, same exhale with the length, but taking a little more time with the breath. Take one more round of breath in and out here. And at the bottom of that exhale, slowly begin to walk yourself back up. Grab your 2 blocks, or don't if you don't have 2 blocks. Maybe you're using the cushion under your feet. Otherwise, bring your 2 blocks in and wiggle your booty close to your blocks. Let yourself get settled on the earth here. Shake it out a little bit. Keeping your left foot on the block, begin to cross your right ankle over your left thigh and give a gentle press there. And just start to adjust your hips a little bit, get wiggly, and figure out how it feels to be on the earth again. Keeping that ankle crossed over now, place your hands next to your hips, palms up. Begin to lift your hips up. Maybe it's a little bit, maybe it's a lot. And lift and lower to the pace of your breath a few times. Lift and lower. And lift and lower. Begin to draw that left knee into your chest. Maybe you wrap your hands around your thigh. If you can't reach around your thigh, if your shoulders are like this and you're trying to reach, stay here or stay here. If you've got your hands around your thigh, find a little cat-cow action here. So begin to inhale, stretch your chest up, roll your tailbone down, find resistance between your thigh and your hands. Exhale, find some softness. Let everything get really jelly and wiggly. Inhale, press your thigh into your hands, curl your heart open. And exhale, find some softness here. And do that one more time. Inhale. Find a tiny little back bend. And exhale, find some softness. Drop your left foot back to the block. Begin to bring the sole of the right foot down to the left side of your mat. Open up into a little twist, maybe a cactus arm on that right arm, turning your gaze. Maybe not. Maybe you want to lift that right arm long and find some space there. It takes a long time to breathe with that much intention, with that much prana, with that much life force, right? We didn't do a whole lot today, but it took a while to connect to the breath through those 4 count, 5 count, 6 count breaths, whatever you were doing. So hopefully not only your physical body feels a little brighter, but the insides of you and your spirit feels a little brighter from all that beautiful life force that you're channeling today. Oh, slowly begin to unwind and place that right foot on the block or on the earth. And just find balance here for a moment. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh and give a gentle press to the base of the left thigh. Again, let this be a little wiggly as you settle in. Place your hands on the earth, palms up. Press down into your right foot. Lift and lower your hips 2 times. Again, maybe high, maybe you're barely hovering your hips away from the floor. Take your time, move with that Samavritti, whatever that means for you this morning. Same length of inhale and exhale. As you come back to the earth, maybe that's where you stay. Perhaps you can wind your hands behind your right hamstring without causing tension in your shoulders. Perhaps you can find a little cat-cow action here. So pressing your thigh into your hands, curl your chest up, your tailbone towards the earth in front of you. And as you exhale, soften and release that energy. Do that a few more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Begin to slowly place that right foot back on the earth or on a block. Shift your hips slightly left as you bring the sole of your left foot down over to the right side of your mat. Again, maybe a cactus arm for that left arm, gaze turns, or perhaps just lengthen through that left arm and draw some more space and energy through your left side. A lot of twists to end our practice today, so please make sure you rehydrate as your body might start to eliminate a little more effectively today with all these twists and all this breath. Also a benefit of prana. Take another long breath in and out. And slowly begin to unwind. Oh, that felt good. This side of the pose. And if you've got those blocks, bring your feet back to the blocks. If you're bringing your feet to the earth, do that. Shimmy your hips a little closer to those 2 blocks. Pin your elbows in towards your ribs. Snuggle your shoulder blades back and take a big old back bend or a little back bend. So maybe just hovering the hips or maybe lifting those hips up a little more. Perhaps an interlace underneath you and curl your chest up, really feeling those 3 parts of the body as we connect to the breath. The belly, low ribs, upper chest. One more long breath in and out here. And slowly begin to release to the earth. Place your hands at the base of your thighs and give a gentle press forward as if you could grow your spine a couple of inches longer. We're moving towards Shavasana now. So if you'd like to bring that bolster back in or a blanket and set it on top of your blocks and maybe just curl your knees over the blocks and bolster, that's a really great place to land. You can do the same thing we started with the feet together and knees apart in Supta Baddha Konasana, either up elevated or on the earth. And maybe just a traditional Shavasana is the best place for you to be. So maybe legs long, arms out, give yourself some room to take up space on the earth here. So maybe one of those 3 choices or something else. Legs up the wall is always a good one. So find your spot on the earth, wherever that is. If there is a last bend or twist or stretch that you need as you move to the end of your practice, please feel free to take it. I always try to end in something with some symmetry. So we ended with that big bridge pose. But if there's something else that you need, by all means, do that. And bring yourself down for some constructive rest. If you've lost that connection to your breath, if your mind has become busy, reacquaint yourself with Samavriti. Finding the same length to the inhale and exhale. Bring your focus only to your breath. From Yoga Journal. According to the yoga tradition, prana not only rules over the five senses, but also over the whole body. It is prana that allows us to experience life. Prana is the energy that rides on the breath. It is sometimes mistakenly referred to as the breath itself, but we are often breathing while still lacking life force. It's what we do with our breath that either increases or decreases that life force. If you have additional time to spend in Shavasana today, please, by all means, do that on this sweet Sunday morning. If you're rising from your constructive rest, begin to gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. And begin to slowly curl your knees and maybe find that last bend or twist or stretch or hug. Begin to roll yourself to your right side this morning. Press your hands into the earth and rise up to your easy seat, whatever that means to you. Take your time. Sit up tall. Maybe your legs are extended or folded in. And with your eyes closed, return your hands to Anjali Mudra at Heart Center, reconnecting to your breath and to any intentions that you set today, perhaps around your own energy, your own life force. returning to Dana's poem from Breath of Joy this morning. Breathe in spaciousness and acceptance of what is. Breathe out resistance. Breathe in possibility and optimism. Breathe out fear and doubt. Breathe in ease. Breathe out the need to change the way this moment is unfolding. I love that. Notice the energy, the life force, the prana moving through you in this moment. Connect to your heartbeat. As you move off the mat today, remember that we're always breathing, but what we do with the breath, that is important. As you move off your mat today, may the energy that you carry within you brighten the days of those around you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy, your breath, and your practice with me this morning. In gratitude to each one of you who joined me and who will join me later. Let us bow to one another as we say, Namaste.